ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. World famous Gen Z rock star Farrell here, and I was noticing something. I was watching Anthony Fantano, the man you clicked on, and I've been watching his videos for a little bit, and I noticed something I hadn't noticed before. I was watching this video he had called Let's Argue, Green Day is Punk. And I was like, okay, let's see, is Green Day punk or not? And so let's just take a look at the video and see what Fantano had to say that kind of triggered something in my brain.
I feel like generally speaking, there are bigger fish to fry than whether or not you're listening to Green Day. Instead, let's concentrate more on social shit, political shit, community shit, and let's worry less about whether or not somebody's like vibe or aesthetic fits into some kind of box.
There it is. Did you notice it? Did you? No, seriously, did you notice it? What did he not talk about? Music. I know, you can't believe it. You can't believe it. I'm mogging you. I'm Jack Stack, Succulent, and Striated. I'm not even wearing a shirt. But Mr. Fantano here, I've noticed this. He rarely, I did a video where I watched him reviewing a Primus record. There's Primus right there. Poster. Primus. Anyways, it's a band I know. And so I was like, he's reviewing their first record. I'm like, what's he going to say? What's he going to say about the Primus record? He doesn't. He doesn't talk about the music. He doesn't talk about, he will say stuff like poetic things that you would get in like a journalism 101 class, like with soaring guitar leads and things. But then he talks 18 minutes about like the vast depopulation of San Francisco's Bay and like the deep meaning behind the song John the Fisherman. And I'm like, the only reason John the Fisherman's actually notable, it's the only catchy Primus song they have, or it's like one of four. You're like, no, it's something that resembles a hit. That's the significance of it, really. It's like if people want to, like, whatever you want to have your social, cultural meaning, like, that's great and all, but, like, you need to actually have good music first. Like, the art needs to be good before you can add, like, meaning through it. If you just make dog doo-doo that no one wants to listen to, no one even likes, like, not good music, then it doesn't matter. Your message is going to reach no one because no one's going to enjoy it or listen to it. They're not coming back to it. You might get novelty. You might get good boy points. You might be like, look, I'm showing everyone I'm a good person. Sure, great. And you might have an issue you actually care about, but you actually care about the issue and having people, hear about it and see it. Try making good art, And so let's see what I wrote here. Here's what it is. Anthony Fantano, I said, let's argue. And this is the prompt. Fantano hates music. Now, do I think he hates music? No, but I don't think he likes music. I sincerely don't think Fantano likes music, and I will tell you why. Let's look here. Ultimately, there are two types of people when it comes to art, whether it's fashion, whether it's film, whether it's movies, whether it's music. I'm a, world-famous Gen Z rock star. Here's my band, Black Licorice. Here's our song, Getting Closer. Anyways, that's not important. We sound like White Stripes, Early Arctic Monkeys. You know that already, because I'm world famous. Anyways, Fantano, he doesn't, there's two types of people. And there's people who enjoy art, whether it's film, movies, or whatever. There's people who enjoy art, person one. Type two, like diabetes. The second is self-inflicted. No, I'm kidding. No, but first person, they like art. They actually enjoy art. The second person, they're not even engaging with the art. They only are getting enjoyment from how other people are reacting to art. They only derive any meaning or value or anything from how other people respond to it, right? Like some people, you talk to them, be like, oh, do you like that movie? And they'll be like, well, the cultural significance of it. You're like, no, but like, did you like the movie? They're like, well, the director and the actors, and so they're from here, and this is what this means. And you're like, no, but did you like the movie? It's the kind of people where, some people miss this. And we talk past each other. There's the people who actually like art, and there's the people who just like talk about how other people feel about art, which is a very different thing. And you can be a person who likes art and also be like interested in like how are people reacting to this? What was the meaning behind it? But like I think you see a lot of these, and this is what you see a lot of times, is you see people who actually like don't seem to really. Because here's the thing: is if you're really passionate about the music and it's really hitting you and it's doing something for you, the art, something's doing something for you. You're going to go and that's the thing you're going to be talking about. If you're like, oh my God, I'm talking about the Primus record. I'm like, okay, so the things you're doing, it's just hitting me in this way. It's so epic and you got to listen to it. Here's the way it makes you feel. And like, that's how you talk about music is through the language of emotion. You don't talk about it like it's an essay, like you're talking about like, oh yes. And the cultural significance, like there's people who don't actually enjoy art. They enjoy culture. I'm getting over a cold. I'm almost done. Anyways, there's people who don't actually enjoy art. They just enjoy culture. And so art is a thing where culture happens. So they can talk about culture. It's an excuse for them to talk about culture. They don't actually care about art. There's nothing wrong with caring about culture. But there's people when you're having art discussions who apparently don't seem to actually care about the art. And so you're just having a different conversation. You're not engaging with art. You're engaging with culture. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not engaging with art. You're a different person. Like I literally said here, if you ask person A if they liked here's my notes. If you talk to person A, if they like a record, person A is going to be like, well, I like these songs. These ones really hit, but this one I don't know. It didn't really land for me. And this one just got too weird. It kind of like, meandered, and like they're going to talk about the actual music. You talk to person B, oh, did you like the record? They go, well, the record doesn't have cultural significance. Well, it doesn't reclaim heritage of marginalized, underrepresented cultural groups. You're like, okay, wait, is that good or bad? Like, and then like what about the song? Like he was doing the Frizzle Fry record from Primus, right? And it's very weird and kind of avant-garde and eccentric, like Willy Wonka, except it's not as catchy. Like nothing's really catchy. I like it because I'm a musician, but for regular people, it's not that good of a record, just in the sense that like it's cool and I like it. I can tell you how it makes me feel and why I like it, and I did in that video where I reacted to his review. But I have opinions on the record. I'm going to tell you about the record. With Fantano, he was just talking about, well, the cultural significance. This was underappreciated, but it was ahead of its time. And so all he cared about, and I was like, I realized, I'm like, wait, if this record was as successful as Metallica's Black Album and was huge and famous, instead of saying, oh, it's great because it has these deep messages to it that are tucked in that you can't even figure out unless like you're actually like going out of your way, because most of the time you're hearing it's wacky, it's silly, right? If you actually like dig into the record, then you'll find this stuff. But he goes, oh, because it's underappreciated, because it's hipster, because it's the cultural, how it went under the thing, but there's actually stuff there. It's a deep cut. It's cool to me. But I'm like, if it was successful, like the Black Album, he would be like, this is weird. It has, it didn't actually help the bass population in San Francisco. They were just saying stuff about it. And that's actually cheap. And that's actually taking advantage of the cause, even if they cared about the cause. Like, it's just like, it's all this stuff about the cultural stuff. And so when Fantano reviews something about culture or about a piece of music, he's not actually talking about if he likes the music or not half the time. More than half, like 98% of the time, he's not talking about, the review isn't, do I like this album? The review is, what was its cultural significance? If it had a lot of cultural significance and it's hipster for me to like it, well, then I'm going to say it's good. But all of his good and bad changes based off of how it culturally impacted, right? We took that Primus record and it was it was a big hit record. It was the biggest rock record of the decade. And it was like huge and made a ton of money. He would be making a video saying it sucks, even though it's the exact same art. The art is the same, but the culture is different. And so he's talking about culture. He's not talking about art. Fantano doesn't like art, or at least he doesn't seem to, because if he liked art and he made money talking about art, then why wouldn't he talk about the art? But he talks about the culture. He might like give lip service to like liking art and talk a little bit about it, but he doesn't actually like art. He just likes the cultural stuff. And that's fine. But it's true. Let's argue. And if you disagree, tell me below. But he doesn't like music. He doesn't like music. He doesn't talk about music. He talks about the cultural impact of things. He likes talking about culture. So what I say, there's two types of people. There's music fans and armchair sociologists. Nothing wrong with that. I have friends who are like super into fashion, but they're not actually into fashion. They're into the cultural impact of fashion. They're into who's big, what company, what are they doing? They don't actually talk to me about clothing. And if they do, it's because someone else wore it and it's causing a trend. They're talking about trends. They're talking about these things. They're not talking about the actual value in and of itself. They're not actually into a style. They're into the fact that it is a style, right? And so it's so weird as someone who's such a, like, I like music, I make music, I'm a world famous Gen Z rock star. Of course I do. It's just so foreign to me, and it gets frustrating. And like we talk past each other. And I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but I feel like we should have a different word. It's like, you're not into music, you're into sociology, you're into culture, but you're not into music. Don't say you're into music, because then I'm going to think, oh, let's talk. Like I had this one time. My friends have a band called Practically People. They're out in Arizona, right? And they were doing a video. They were doing a music video, and they invited me to go be like one of these people, and we're all playing dodgeball in the music video. And I bump into this one chick who's there, and we're just talking, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I'm a film major at whatever Arizona State." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. I was like, "Oh, like what's your favorite? Like who's your favorite director? Like what are some of your favorite films?" And she's like, "Well, I like this one," and like. And it's like it has this significance, and she keeps talking about. I'm like, "Oh, but did you actually like the movie?" And her eyes just kind of go like, "Huh?" like like blank, like nothing was ticking back here. When I tried to ask her about like the actual art, did you engage with the art? Was there anything like when you saw the Salvador Dali? Was it cool? Was there something that like made you feel like a dream, and then it reminded you of this, and this is how it ties in? No, there's no passion. There's no none of that for the actual art, but it was just like, well, the cultural impact. I'm like, oh, you just like saying that you're into film. You're not actually into film. There's people who like things and actually enjoy them, and people who like saying they like things. The sociologists, people who like cosplaying as music enjoyers. There's actual music enthusiasts, and then there's like having a title enjoyer. I don't know. That's why I call it armchair sociologist. Music fans versus armchair sociologist. And so in every video I see, Fantano is just an armchair sociologist. He's never really talking about music he likes. So if you are a cultural, what did I say? No, if you're an actual music fan and you like talking about and sharing music, then you should go to my website, New Rock Dynasty, and let's see if I can explain that to you. I have a website for this exact thing, for these people, the music fan people, not the armchair sociologist. I mean, you're welcome there too. I'm not going to stop you. But if you're a music fan and you feel like you're alone on the internet because everyone's doing stuff like this, just talking about, well, the impact. And then Rick Beato's going and interviewing some boomer like from who hasn't made anything in 60 years and being like, well, you were really smart when you wrote that one thing one time. That remember that like 80 years ago? And then he's like, well, where's music going? No one seems to like music. It's like because no one's talking about the music. Because no one's talking about new artists, no one's talking about new things. And then you have like Chappell Roan and the Grammys and all these people, and they're just talking about their enjoyment of it. Even the Grammys people, it's all the cultural people. No one's actually talking about the art. No one's been engaging with the art since the record industry died like 15, 20 years ago. Okay, we're just in the fallout of it. Spotify didn't solve anything. None of this happened. None of this, it's not the Tooth Fairy. It's not real. It's not Santa Claus. None of this is friggin' real. Okay? Nothing, it's not all right. It's not okay to quote friggin', oh my God, Last Resort, Papa Roach. Nothing's all right. Nothing's okay. So I have a website called newrockdynasty.com. You go on, you make free fan clubs. It's completely free. You make fan clubs for your band. You talk about bands you like. You can make a forum. You can make posts. There's no ads. There's no algorithm. I don't make money from it. Okay? I just want to actually solve problems because all these people come on here, they talk about stuff. Fantano complains about Spotify. He complains about the music industry. He doesn't do anything. And his solutions are like, well, let's like ask for permission. Let's ask the labels to put us in charge and we'll decide as a group. They're not going to do that. You don't ask permission to have power and to take power from someone. You just supplant them. You take the power. You make them irrelevant. You don't ask for permission. Can I be in charge now? No, that's not how that works. That's never worked. That's never worked. It's never worked. It never will work. Okay, I feel like I'm going freaking crazy here. But if you want to talk music, you don't want to be in the algorithms. You actually want to see, there is no algorithm. What I mean by that is if you post something on New Rock Dynasty and people follow you, they will see it. There's like no algorithm feed. Like you go onto the website, when you log on, you're going to see who you follow and what they posted in chronological order. You can sell merchandise for your band on there or freaking make your own merch or something and sell it on there. You can do whatever you want. Okay? You can sell stuff on there. Oh, that's how I make money. I get like 0.2 or I get 2%, I think, of the merch sales. And you can, if anything, you could have a link to another place where you sell the merch. You don't even have to give me any money if you don't want. I'm literally losing money to keep this thing running, but it's because I actually want to have a chance for art and people who actually care about this stuff to flourish and to come together and build communities. Because if you're a band, even if you get like 90,000 views on Instagram or 90,000 followers on Instagram from, posting viral TikToks, how do you know if any of those people like you? And first off, they're probably not going to see anything unless it goes viral to your own fans, to your own followers. They're not even going to see half the stuff you post. So it's like, I don't know. maybe like post some viral reels and at the end say, go follow us on New Rock Dynasty where we can actually talk to you. Because the only alternative to that is having an email list and then you'll end up in their spam inbox and having all this other stuff. And so if every band they like is on New Rock Dynasty and people know, oh, if I want to check out what's going on in music, if there's any shows near me, if there's any new music coming out, if I want to talk to people, I can go there. Don't go to Reddit. Don't go to these places that are engagement-based cesspools. There's these giant companies that are trying to make money. I'm literally a guy. I am a guy. If I'm going to make money, it's going to be from ads in the YouTube videos. Shocker. Or it's going to be from friggin', I don't know, I'll make like a crypto coin. And so, I don't know. It's not going to be from the website because that defeats the purpose. It's a community. Talk about stuff. You like it? Go listen. Black Licorice. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe. Send this to a friend. Fantano hates music. And if you disagree, tell me below. Tell me why Fantano doesn't hate music. I'd like to see you prove me wrong. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And have a great rest of your day. Let me save it, stop it, you're on soon. I'll be